Forget about cowboys, aliens, and angsty teenagers. Now is time to talk about Zombies, which is one of the biggest movie franchises of Disney. As the fourth movie hit Disney Plus last week, it became clear that we are entering into foreign territories in this long-lasting movie series. And this time, not only we have a brand new cast, but also the mermaids are in the house. Yes, you heard it right. So, let's talk about it. As you know, the fourth Zombies movie started with Zed and Addison heading out on a summer adventure with Eliza and Willa. They stumbled into these rival towns, aka Sunnyside and Shadyside, and that's when things really took a turn. Suddenly, we were introduced to the Daywalkers and the vampires. Two supernatural groups, both raised to fear and hate each other. Both are obsessed with their messy pasts. And then, we met Victor and Nova. I mean, from the moment they showed up, it was clear they weren't just here to fill space. In fact, based on the screen time they had, I initially thought they were basically stealing the show from Zed and Addison. And you know what? Turns out, I was absolutely right. But more on that later. Victor, who is a vampire, literally harnesses the wind, which is just cool, I guess. I've always been a fan of airbenders. But beyond that, he's curious and kind of fearless. He's constantly questioning, reaching beyond what his world told him he had to be. And then there's Nova, who is a daywalker who controls sunlight. She also lives under the rule of her father, aka Commander Bright. Needless to say, they're total opposites in some ways. But the minute they met, it was clear that these two were meant for one another. It reminded me so much of watching Zed and Addison in the early days. And let's be real, we all miss those days. Plus, I mean, it is pretty obvious that they want to make us root for Victor and Nova as a brand new couple. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like they succeeded in it. Meg Donnelly also agrees with me, as she recently said, "I think the movie does that on purpose, to give Zombies fans that nostalgia of Zed and Addison in the first movie. There are a lot of parallels with Victor and Nova, and that's what makes this movie so special. It's like we're passing the torch in a way. And that's exactly what Zombies 4 ended up being. Sure, Zed and Addison were still around in the movie, for now, but it was pretty obvious that this wasn't their story anymore. We were entering into a brand new territory with brand new leading actors. In fact, I think we can confidently say that this was not the fourth movie of Zombies, but beginning of a brand new trilogy. By the way, I think we need to talk about the elephant in the room, which is the music. As you all know, it has always been the heartbeat of this franchise. And personally, I believe Zombies 4 didn't disappoint. But let me know if you saw a fall in quality because I believe a lot of people hated it. We got 9 original songs, plus 2 reprises, including emotional callbacks like Someday and Ain't No Doubt About It. One of my personal faves was Show the World. Freya Sky, who plays Nova, put it perfectly when she said, "It's a really happy song, and it summarizes everything the movie talks about." And Malachi Barton, our Victor, called it the big closer. But the real emotional gut punch came from Milo Manheim. He talked about filming the Ain't No Doubt About It reprise in New Zealand, and honestly, it just gave me chills. He said, "Obviously that song means a lot to us, but there was something very special about that day. The clouds parted, and it was just so beautiful. It was a moment for me and Meg to reflect on everything we've been through with this franchise, and it just felt like everything was leading up to that moment. As I mentioned, this is the beginning of a new trilogy within the Zombies franchise, and the ending confirmed that. It left a door wide open with that supernatural water spout. Yeah, it totally looked like it was teasing mermaids. I know, I'm still at awe. And now, I can't stop thinking about what Zombies 5 will be like. Thankfully, both Milo and Meg spilled the tea on what to expect. Milo said in an interview with Deadline, "I think that one of the amazing things about this franchise is that we've kind of created this universe that can go any direction. We're really just expanding and literally getting outside of Seabrook. So I'm curious to see what happens. I think the world could always use another Zombies movie." And Meg added, "I feel like this movie, because the 4 of us are involved, it's very split between the two. I think it's literally just the start of the kids' story, and I feel like there needs to be another one to tell their story." So we started with Zed and Addison in 2018, and now we're watching Nova and Victor take those first few steps on their own path. And it's not just the characters who've evolved. Milo and Meg have grown right alongside them. From Disney Channel regulars to full-blown stars, their careers have been shaped by this universe, and honestly, I get why they want to move on now to other projects, leaving spot for a younger generation to shine. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Nothing has been confirmed yet, but we know that whether we get Zombies 5 depends heavily on how well Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires performs on Disney+. If the numbers come through like the first 3 films did, it's very likely Disney will give the green light. If we follow the usual release pattern, we could be looking at 2027 or 2028. That sounds far away, but I'd rather they take the time to get it right. There's also the question of whether Zed and Addison will return. Both Milo and Meg have hinted that they will step back a little. They're open to being executive producers, helping to guide the story from behind the scenes. And honestly, now getting to know the new leads of the franchise, I'm totally fine with Milo and Meg stepping back. But let me know what you think about this major shift. For more weekly updates on Zombies and other Disney movies, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.